Hello, people of the internet. I hope you are having a fabulous day today. Today is Monday, and I feel like I always love Mondays because I carve it out in my life for my business. So, I never have any client calls on Mondays. Anything that's work related, I don't do it on Mondays. I always just have Mondays and Sundays, or for Colleen and for my PhD and for just setting up and preparing for the week. So I love that. So anyway, if you're watching this, welcome. Today is day 5 of the 31-day live that I'm doing in October of 2020. And I think I shared, but if you don't know me, my name is Colleen Gallagher. One thing that I'm super, super passionate about is empowering everyday people to understand what their purpose is and understand that they can heal themselves. And this became a deep passion of mine because I was diagnosed with cancer at age 14, and I was told that I'd be on medication for the rest of my life, and that when I wanted to have children, it would be very challenging for me to have children. And so from age 14 to now 26, I've cultivated a beautiful life where, hey Joe, I get to travel all over the world and help amazing people, and I run online courses. But for those of you who don't know, my 3rd book just launched, An Uncompromised Life. If you go on my feed, you can see the story of it, but we're doing 31 days live in October for the book because I want to share with you 31 ways that my heart broke in my life and 31 ways that I created it as a love story. And so this book birth is, as I said, I had cancer and people told me it'd be very challenging to get pregnant. I was in a toxic relationship where I ended up having an unplanned pregnancy. And from that, I chose to let the child go. But through this beautiful story, I knew that I was always going to adopt the child. I had no idea why. I just always knew this. And so I really, truly believe that the child that I let go of, the name Ella, came to me through 3 different means, that I'm going to adopt my daughter in the world, and that it's a miraculous story that God has given me. And so today, the day that I want to focus on is debt. And I want to focus on debt because there's so many ways in my life where I feel like I broke my heart with debt and I turned it into a really great love story. And I feel like when you're watching this or whoever's receiving this, debt is, money just in general is a topic that I feel like a lot of us have many ideas about. Our money in general is just a topic that a lot of us don't know what to do with. And so I want to focus today on debt because in my 2nd year of business, so 2019, last year, I hired 2 mentors, and they were personal development. They were going to help you understand your money mindset and become a millionaire and do all the things. And I definitely over-promised what I had, but I paid them and I went into debt. So I went into $100,000 worth of debt to pay coaches and mentors that one of them didn't deliver on services. We had a contract, but they didn't deliver. And then the other one, she did deliver on everything. I paid her in full. But again, it ended in a toxic way. So both of those experiences, it was scarring almost, because it's here you gave a lot of money, $60,000 really in total to each mentor, more than that, probably more $80,000 to each mentor. And it ended toxically, both of them. And I feel like I didn't get the results that I paid for. And now I was left with over $100,000 worth of debt and being what the fuck am I going to do? And so this broke my heart and my mentality in many ways because, one, it made me understand that there are people out there who will use sales tactics or manipulation tactics to those who are vulnerable and those who are young and those who don't really understand the game of money, to take your money, promise things, and then know that you're maybe too afraid to ask for it or to stand up for yourself. So one, my heart broke in a betrayal. And I think many of us can relate to this if we feel like that we give our money to a service, even if it's get our car detailed, or even if it's to get our clothes tailored. We gave money to someone for something and it ends up not being what we expected. And then on top of that, we feel betrayed by that person. It's almost like a double whammy because you feel like you invested money, which money is really just an energy of trust. I trust myself enough to pay for this. I'm trusting myself to go to the movies. I'm going to enjoy this movie, or I'm trusting myself and I'm going to get this piece of clothing or this ring, and I'm really excited about it. And then if it broke, it's kind of shit. I paid this money. I trusted myself to get this brand, to get this thing, and the quality didn't end up to what my expectations were. And this relates to many areas of our life, but when this happens, we think that our heart breaks at the loss of money, or we think that our heart breaks at the loss of betrayal, our friendship, our mentorship, our business relationship. But the reality of what's really going on is that it's a betrayal of ourselves, because we betrayed our own trust, when if we would have intuitively tapped in far before we would have had the betrayal, we probably would have known that wasn't best to give our money to that. And hey, Lifted, how are you? We probably would have known that it wasn't best to give our money to that, right? But we kind of do this, and then sometimes we get in a cycle where we just keep spending and spending and spending and spending, thinking that by spending more, investing more, hey Brittany, that we're going to feel fulfilled, or we're going to feel like that when we throw money at something, that it's just randomly going to get better. And this is how we compound debt, because we're taking ourselves out of our power, and we're giving money as a way of detrusting ourselves. We're literally like, as a form of debt, of heartbreak, it's almost like you continuously are giving money to someone or to a brand, knowing that it's not what you want, but thinking that by giving money to something, it's going to solve your problems. And that is what compounds debt. And that's what happened in my life with mentors and with throwing money at things that I thought were going to provide solutions. And so how do you turn this into a love story? How do you turn when you are $100,000 in debt, or maybe more money in debt, and you feel like your friends have betrayed you, or mentors have betrayed you, or business partners have betrayed you? Like, how do you turn this around? And this is something that took me a long time. Like, I shouldn't say long, but it took me at least like 6 to 8 months to really like come to terms and acceptance that there are people out there who are purposely don't care about you. They care about the money you're just going to bring to them. They don't care about what you are going to offer, what your goals are. Like, they literally just want to take it, and then they will leave you dry. And so, or they'll take money on services they haven't delivered, or products they haven't delivered. And so for me, debt had to come into an understanding of, we break our own heart with debt by when we are not living in our purpose, and we are giving our power away through the means of thinking that our problems will be solved by giving money to someone for our life to be better, or that we will learn something from someone else when we give our money, or that we will experience something that we don't know how to do by ourselves when we give our money. And when we make that a habit of continuously giving money over to someone or to something, to think it's going to solve something, that's how we compound and rack up debt. And the more that let me feel about this. The longer that we avoid ourselves, the more that we give ourselves to others, and we avoid looking within on why we're spending money on things that are probably not going to bring us a return on investment, because it's not an investment. We're just throwing money at something, avoiding ourselves, the longer we're going to break our own heart. And so for me, to overcome this, or what I suggest for any of you who are looking through this, and I talk about this in my book, An Uncompromised Life, in a specific chapter with debt. But what you have to understand is that if you're carrying debt, debt is not bad. Debt is simply feedback for you on how you're showing up through the divine, how you're showing up for what you're here to do, and understanding that you can pay debt off over time, and that there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes debt can be a good thing, and sometimes every time debt is a learning lesson if you choose to see it. But the point is, if you keep compounding debt and you can't hold your money, you can't hold your savings, there is something in you that does not believe that you're worthy to go to that next level. Or there's something in you that believes like your heart and the pain of debt has to stay with you. Like the heaviness has to stay with you. You can't let it go, or you don't know where to put it. And so how I fell in love with my life through letting go of debt was understanding that every time you show up to something, you need nothing. You don't need anybody, but you simply start to understand that from a place of desire, you can invest in something. That money isn't going to be the thing that solves your problem. That what will solve your problem is when you show up to something and you have a desire to experience a new part of you without needing the other thing. like without needing the other person, without needing, like, here's a great example. If I were to show up, let's say, and buy a notebook and be like, okay, this notebook is going to change my life because it's going to be my journal. It's going to have all these ideas. It's not the notebook that's going to change your life, right? You could get a piece of paper and you could have that. What you're saying is going to change your life is how you are choosing to express yourself in that journal. So did the journal cost money? Yes. And if you bought 50,000 journals that were all like, this journal is going to change my life, then you would probably be in debt. But it's until the moment you go, no matter what journal or piece of paper it is, in this moment, I'm going to invest in it because it's going to give me this expression. That's a story I can give you that's going to start getting you out of debt mentality and into investment and getting returns on investment and savings and all those things. And so for me, what I want to share with you in this live specifically around that is that your heart, if you're carrying debt, not in a bad way, if you're looking at it and it's just racking and you're not doing anything about it, you're not conscious of it, it's going to continue to carry a heartbreak in your heart. If you are creating an investment and it's creating debt, then you're absolutely going to be able to pay that off over time and you're going to see a return on that investment. But it's understanding this duality of, why am I giving my money to something? Is it the intention that I need something to get to that next level? Or is it truly the intention that it's something that I'm going to experience through myself? And so anyway, I hope that serves you for today, day 5, where we did debt. Let me know. And if you share this, I just want to remind everyone, when you join, it's going to be on Facebook and Instagram. When you share it, you get entered into a drawing at the end of October, so October 31st. I'm going to pick 3 names. And you get a signed copy for free of An Uncompromised Life, my 3rd book, a signed copy of my 1st book, Live Your Truth, my oracle cards, and then the first person gets 2 one-on-one calls with me, and the second and third person we pull get 1 one-on-one call with me. Totally for free. Usually that's like $1,000 if you put it all together. So definitely share this, get it out, get the message out. And then the other thing I want to share with you is that when you're watching this and you want to go deeper into what I'm sharing, you're like, Colleen, maybe I have issues with debt, or maybe I'm living a life that's compromised to myself. I want to know more about this. My 3rd book, An Uncompromised Life, it comes out later this year through my channel. So it'll come out June 8th of 2021 through my publisher. You can pre-order now and you'll get a signed copy from me. You get a crystal from my Crystella crystal line, and you also get a handwritten letter. The other thing is that we have a free community. So if this is something you want to go deeper into about overcoming heartbreak, understanding heartbreak, why it's consistently happening in your life, definitely message me so we can help you understand why you would be attracting that. And then the third thing is that if you are desiring to go deeper on this, or you're someone who's carrying debt, or you're someone who's wanting to transition your relationship just with your soul and understanding what's possible for you, for October, I am offering a special where you get 4 calls with me from now to the end of the year. We make it work on both of our schedules, and it's $1,500. So we'll start working through whatever heartbreaks you have, whatever coding has been put on you to be attracting those and overcoming it. So message me so we can get you details. And then I love you so much, and know that for every day for October, I will be going live on here. Instagram, so I'll make sure we leave that in the notes if you don't know where my IG handle is, so you can follow me to make sure you can join live every day. And I just feel so honored to be doing this, and know that when you're watching this, I'll say it super, super close. Know that when you're watching this, that you're so close to your heartbreak being done. You're so close to truly falling in love. And know that when you're here receiving this, that you absolutely deserve to live an uncompromised life to your soul. You absolutely deserve to live an incredible life, and know that debt does not have to be something that continuously breaks your heart. You can absolutely create debt as a miraculous love story and lesson in your life, where you transitioned your life around to know that you deserve all the wealth in the world. So I love you so much. You're so close to falling in love, and share this, message me for any of the details to get the book, the free community, or the 4 one-on-one calls with me.